Hello and welcome back everyone for another Champions Top Moments. This video we're going to be talking about Tori Deal and her top 5 best moments in her challenge career so far. Tori Deal made her MTV debut on Are You the One, and her rookie debut on the challenge was season 30, Dirty 30, where she would go on to make multiple finals and ultimately winning a challenge champion in season 38. I have handpicked 5 moments that I deem are her top 5 moments from her challenge career so far. If you disagree with this list or my rankings, don't get angry. Just leave me a comment down in the comment section below on why you think a moment should be higher or lower. But now let's get into some of the honorable mentions that just missed out of getting into the top 5. In season 34, Tori was going up against Georgia in the blockbuster elimination. Tori was voted into elimination by her own team to try to take out a really strong player on the UK side, and that is exactly what she did. This elimination isn't the most action-packed, but it's still rather impressive that Tori was able to take care of business against such a tough competitor like Georgia. Next up, we have Tori's lone elimination win in season 37, going up against Amanda in the drone drop ball elimination. Tori and Amanda really have never seen eye to eye, so then you have at the very end of this season, Amanda and Tori facing off against each other, where Tori was able to pick up Amanda like she was a toddler, it looks like. How easily Tori won this elimination against Amanda is why it stayed out of the top 5, but it's still a pretty impressive performance. But now it's time to get into the top 5. It's starting with number 5, and that is Tori's rookie season. Now, coming on to a challenge season, rookies get the rookie treatment. They're always targeted early, they're always sent into eliminations early and often, but Tori didn't just come onto the season as a rookie. She came onto the season as a rookie with a relationship with another rookie. There's 2 factors that will send somebody into elimination really quick on the challenge, and that is being a rookie or being in a relationship. Now, despite her boyfriend at the time, Derrick Henry, getting eliminated very early on in the season and not winning the redemption game to come back into the challenge house, Tori was a solo player, and it probably worked out for the best. She was able to work quickly in the social aspect and in the game. She was able to stay under the radar that other players had rivalries and feuds with other players, where Tori could just take a step back and everybody was firing at each other. She was in the double cross draw a lot on the season, yet was only chosen once, and that was by Anissa to be sent into the elimination against Marie, where she won. She was never eliminated from the main game. She never made it to the redemption house. She even won the final challenge alongside Jordan to make it into the final. But once the final started, that's where Tori's inexperience kind of crept in, especially compared to who she was going up against, which was Cara and Camilla. Tori was the only rookie in the Dirty 30 final, and I really believe that this is one of the most stacked finals in challenge history, and for Tori just to be in the mix is rather impressive. From her rookie season to a more recent season in her challenge career, and that is the Challenge USA. Early on in the Challenge USA 2, the MTV players were outnumbered and the rest of the shows were ready to pounce on them. The green team took the prime opportunity to swing big, and they nominated Johnny and Tori for elimination. Tori, who was a newly crowned challenge champion, was having to face off against the 2-time All-Star champion in John A in the drop the ball elimination. This elimination was a sort of modified balls in. The 2 players would have to bring balls back to their hoop to gain points. They could wrestle, pry, do anything to get the ball from the opponent to get the points. Tori did a great job of being physical to the point where players would describe Tori as manhandling John A. Tori won this elimination with ease against a fellow champion. Not only was she good enough to win this elimination, but this performance alone made everybody back at the house rethink their strategy of throwing these challenge champs and challenge vets into each and every elimination moving forward. I mean, Tori didn't see another elimination over the course of the season. Yes, her name did get brought up, but nobody wanted to go up against her. And I think it's this performance in particular that set the record straight for everybody to be like, okay, maybe we'll just hold off on throwing Tori into any more eliminations. Number 3, season 37's finals. I don't think I'm alone in saying Tori was the best woman in season 37, performance-wise. Ever since making the Dirty 30 final, Tori wanted to become a challenge champ and had it at the top of her to-do list. Clearly, she had been training physically, mentally, and had done a ton of work making social connections, and it felt like everything Tori had worked for was finally coming together in season 37, and particularly in the final. I'll be honest, watching Tori perform in day one, I thought that there was no doubt she was going to be crowned a challenge champion by the end of this season. She had great puzzle skills. She had good stamina, endurance. Her team worked well with each other. And the only way I thought she could lose that final was if production did something funky with the format or the ending to this final, which, unfortunately, for Tori, they did. Because Tori and her team won day one, the losing team had to face off against each other in an elimination. You had Casey versus Nani, Kyle versus Nelson, and the winners of Casey and Kyle were able to choose who they wanted to be their partners for the final leg of the final, basically rewarding them for doing badly in the first part of these finals. When Casey was able to choose CT, she had Kyle, and the edit did make it seem like it was super close, like they were seconds within each other, that anybody could have won. It was just predictable that CT was going to get another win at that point, and Casey and CT won. She just had a really strong performance in the final, and it wasn't anything really to do with her or her performance or anything that she did wrong. It's like she did everything right and was punished for it. Now on to Tori's number 2 moment in her challenge career, and that is season 34's Hall Brawl, where she faced off against Jenny West. Tori was going through the ringer on season 34, being voted in by her own team twice, even after turncoating to the UK team. The only thing that could have made it worse is if she was sent in against a friend who was deemed one of the strongest players in the house. Well, in episode 12, it was the worst case scenario, as she was set to face off against Jenny West in the Hall Brawl. Now, Tori had way more experience in the challenge in general and was deemed a very strong physical player. But when you're going up against someone like Jenny, who has muscles on top of muscles, I mean, there were some people that didn't think Tori had a chance given the size and the muscle mass of Jenny. But in the challenge, you never know what could happen, and Tori's experience did prevail in the end. In round 1, the two women collided. There was a wrestling match. They were able to split off against each other, and then they both rang their bells so close in fact, that TJ had to go check the tapes to find out who actually won round 1, and the point was given to Tori, who was just able to edge past Jenny. Because of how close round 1 was, round 2 was highly anticipated, but this is when Tori was able to get lower, knock down Jenny, and easily win round 2. This was super impressive to see Tori get this win over Jenny. Like I mentioned, Jenny was inexperienced at the time, and we would see her improve her Hall Brawl experience in the next season, Total Madness. But that doesn't downplay or take away anything from Tori taking care of business in such a strong fashion in round 2. Very impressive, and I went back and forth quite a bit in whether to make this her top challenge moment, but instead I decided to go the chalky answer and make her win in season 38 her number 1 challenge moment. Now on season 38, Tori and Devin did really well. They only saw 1 elimination, and that was by chance. They never saw another elimination after episode 1. They were well insulated and had social connections. Yeah, she had some struggles with her ex Jordan in the house, but it wasn't enough to sabotage her game. Tori helped pull the strings to keep everyone close to her safe, made the finals with all of her closest allies. Then once her and Devin were in the finals, they turned up their performance to another level. When TJ announced that this was going to be a 100-hour final, Tori and Devin knew that they couldn't go too hard too quickly. Like, you want to stay close to the top of the pack, trying to save up a little bit more gas than everybody else for when TJ says that we're coming up into the last couple of moments, and that's when you turn it up another gear, which is exactly what Tori and Devin did. They stayed consistent in every single portion of this 100-hour final. They never got too hot or too cold. They did have their stumbling blocks, but everybody did in those finals. But Tori and Devin were able to take whatever that was thrown at them and use it to their advantage, proving to everybody that they were the best all-around team in those finals up to that point. They got an extra break as they watched their friends play a balls-in elimination, which took a toll on them, especially Bananas and Nani, who were set to go head-to-head in the final stage against Devin and Tori. But Bananas and Nani were just bickering way too much. Tori and Devin stayed calm, cool, steady, kept their eye for detail, and worked efficiently with each other. They got through every stage, every task, every challenge, and pulled that lever to finally be crowned a challenge champion. Something that was eluding Tori in her challenge career. And although that Hall Brawl performance was really, really good and really fun to watch back over, I just think it was hard to rank it higher than officially winning the challenge, given how well she performed on the season and in those finals. Especially that being the longest finals in challenge history up to this point of filming this video. But that is it for this video of Tori's top 5 challenge moments. What did you think about this list? Let me know down in the comments section below. Do you agree with my list? Do you disagree? And if you disagree, let me know why down in the comments section below. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to give a special shout out thank you to everyone who supports me over at patreon.com/angelcakevids. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you to everyone who's watching this video up to this point. I'll be back really, really soon with more challenge content, more content in general. But until then, peace.